Sometimes life doesn't knock, it taps over and over until you finally turn towards the sound. It started as these lessons usually do, with the small stuff, the kind of week that looks harmless but somehow unravels you a little at a time. By then, I was already running my own business. Freedom, flexibility, creative control, all the things I thought I wanted. But that week, everything seemed to have its own agenda. The staple gun jammed halfway through a reupholstery project. The website back-end froze right before I hit publish. A client changed direction again. And the coffee machine decided to overflow just for good measure. Each moment felt minor, but together they formed this strange rhythm of interruption. By the third day, I just stood there, one hand on the counter, watching coffee spill in slow motion for the third time in a row, thinking, what is going on? At first I laughed. I said, Mercury must be retrograde. But humor can only hide awareness for so long, because deep down I knew it wasn't about coffee or code or clients. It was about pace. I had left corporate life to find peace, but I'd brought the same overdrive with me, the same habit of racing to the next thing before finishing the one in front of me. Every spill, every glitch, every delay was feedback. Life wasn't punishing me, it was mirroring me. When I rushed, things tangled. When I pushed, things jammed. When I ignored my limits, the world reflected them right back at me. Almost like life was saying, if you won't pause, I'll pause you. Have you noticed that too? You spill something only when you're in a hurry. You misplace your keys only when you're already running late. It's never really about the keys, is it? It's about what you're not ready to face if you stopped moving. When I finally listened, I realized those moments weren't bad luck, they were gentle alarms. Each one asked the same question in a different way. Where are you right now? Not physically, but energetically, because the outer world mirrors the inner rhythm you're keeping. Once I understood that, my relationship with those inconveniences shifted. They stopped feeling like punishment and started feeling like partnership, a kind of divine choreography between my inner state and the outer stage of life. When we pay attention, the signs soften. They don't need to scream. When we ignore them, they do repeat a little louder each time, a little messier, until they finally get our attention. It isn't life trying to test us, it's life trying to teach us, to remind us that awareness always comes before ease. Sometimes the universe doesn't push, it nudges. And if you can learn to read the nudges, you rarely need that shove. Here's what I've learned. Reflection isn't something that happens only in meditation or quiet moments on the yoga mat. It happens all the time. Life is this living mirror, constantly showing us the energy we're bringing into it, the people we meet, the conversations we have, even the technology that glitches. It's all feedback. The friend who interrupts you mid-sentence might be mirroring the part of you that interrupts yourself. The inner voice that says, don't share too much, don't take up space. The slow line at the grocery store could be life inviting you to feel where impatience still lives in your body. And the partner who doesn't seem to listen, that might be a reflection of the part of you that stopped listening within a long time ago. These reflections aren't there to frustrate you. They're there to free you. They're pointing to the places where love wants to land but can't, not yet. Awakening isn't about labeling people as good or bad. It's about realizing that every encounter is a message in disguise. When you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what is this showing me about me, the mirror shifts instantly. Because here's the truth. Life doesn't need your judgment. It needs your awareness. Try this the next time something irritates you. Instead of reacting, take one quiet breath and whisper inwardly, okay, what are you showing me? You'll feel a subtle pause, the smallest space between reaction and understanding. That space is your freedom. Once you start seeing patterns through that lens, the world stops feeling so personal. It stops being, they always do this to me, and becomes, this is the energy I've been carrying. That's when the real healing begins, because when you change your inner story, the outer reflection follows, always. It's not magic, it's resonance. And the more aligned you become inside, the clearer life becomes outside. Let's slow this down for a moment, because this is where awareness becomes real. Think of something that frustrated you this week. It doesn't have to be dramatic, maybe a delay, a misunderstanding, or that text that never came. Let it rise for a second. Picture it clearly. Now, close your eyes for just a breath and ask yourself, where does this live inside me? You might feel it in your chest, your stomach, your throat. Maybe it's a tightness. Maybe it's heat. Maybe it's just a weight you didn't notice before. Don't rush to explain it. Don't label it. Just stay curious. That's awareness in its purest form. The mind wants to fix. The heart wants to understand, and understanding begins the moment you can sit with something without pushing it away. Maybe the impatience you felt was mirroring the part of you that's scared you'll fall behind. Maybe the criticism mirrored the way you talk to yourself when no one is listening. Maybe the silence from someone you love mirrored the silence you've kept around your own needs. You don't need to analyze it to heal it. Just seeing the reflection with compassion starts the release. Awareness itself is medicine. So take one deep breath, in through the nose, and let it go out through the mouth. Say quietly to yourself, it's okay that I feel this. I'm safe to see it. Notice how your body shifts when you meet what's true instead of avoiding it. That's the turning point, when reflection becomes revelation. A few months ago, a client shared something that sounded all too familiar. She told me, every job I've ever had ends the same way. I start strong, full of ideas, and then slowly they stop listening. Different companies, different teams, same pattern. At first, she believed it was about them, but by the time we met, she said quietly, I think it might be about me. We started exploring what happened inside her whenever she felt dismissed. There it was, a small, quick voice that whispered, don't bother. Every time inspiration arrived, she silenced it before anyone else could. She didn't need rejection from the outside. She already rehearsed it on the inside. So I invited her to try something simple. No affirmations, no pressure. Just 1 week of writing down every idea that came, no judgment allowed. No deleting, no editing, just noticing. By Friday, she'd written pages, and tucked between her lists and sketches with one concept she actually liked, so she brought it to her team. That idea became the foundation of their next project, approved on the spot. That outer mirror shifted the moment the inner one did, because that's how reflection works. When you start treating your own thoughts with respect, the world begins to follow suit. What we say out there always finds its roots in here. The boss, the friend, the stranger in line, each one offers a reflection of what's ready to rise or release within yourself. And when we meet those mirrors with curiosity instead of defense, we finally see what life has been trying to show us all along. That it's not repeating patterns to hurt us, it's repeating them to free us. Reflection isn't about fixing yourself. It's about seeing yourself clearly, without judgment, without hurry. Once you start seeing with compassion, change unfolds naturally, because awareness always precedes alignment. You don't have to force growth. You just have to notice where life is already inviting it in. Tonight, Before you fall asleep, I invite you to choose one small moment from your day that felt off. Not the big one, the small one. Maybe the conversation that lingered or the delay that annoyed you, and ask quietly, what was this showing me about? Then place a hand on your heart and say, I see you, I hear you, I'm listening now. You'll be amazed how quickly life responds when you start listening inward first. The outer world becomes gentler, the patterns soften, and the same signs that once felt frustrating start to feel like guidance. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next reflection, the echo effect, how energy comes full circle. We'll explore how the energy you put into the world always finds its way back, not as karma, but as conversation. Until then, be gentle with the mirrors that life sends you. They're not judging you, they're inviting you home. Until we meet again, many blessings to you and yours. And remember, be the light that helps others find their own. Bye-bye for now.